If you're a Shopify store owner that is looking to have the best year yet for Black Friday in 2019, I've got a strategy that I think you are really going to like. Now, I'm not going to take credit for this as my mentor, Ezra Firestone. This was the strategy that he used in 2018. So we're basically modeling that and then also doing some different iterations to the actual launch of the campaign. But what we're going to cover today is kind of the initial strategy. So if you haven't done anything for Black Friday yet, you still have the opportunity to be able to get in on this, as we're a little over a week out, which initially this first part of the campaign that we're going to do is what we consider the early bird launch campaign. And that's also what Ezra called it, is the early bird, where we're initially advertising and putting posts on social media and actually emailing our list to get them onto our Black Friday early bird registration. So really we're trying to get them to continue to engage as far as our current email list, our current audience, but then we're also going to be using Facebook and Instagram ads to be able to target our lookalike audiences of similar our potential customers from our customer list to be able to get them on to our Black Friday list as well. So that way, once we actually launch, we'll actually have another stage where it's kind of like a mid-launch, to where we're sending them a catalog, and then we're also going to advertise that catalog, which is also going to send them to this pre-registration page. Because the idea behind this is that we're only going to have so many orders available. Once we actually get to our Black Friday strategy, each day we actually start Thursday, and Thursday through Monday we're doing a new collection each day, and then having a specific sale price for that, whether that's a percentage off or a dollar amount, and then only a certain amount that you can actually order. So for one collection, we're going to actually, for each day that we have a collection, we're going to limit that to 100 orders of those collection products. So somebody comes in, chooses 6 products within that collection, that counts as one order. So once we reach 100, we are ending that sale. So whether that happens, before noon or by the end of the day, that gives us the ability to, communicate with our list during that sale and also before. So there really is that limited amount. There is scarcity there to where, they're going to want to act rather than they can just order as much as they want. So that helps us to be able to, again, include that scarcity in our marketing, whether that's through email, but also include that as a part of our pre-launch strategy or our early bird campaign, to where in our ads and our posts and our emails that we're letting them know that, of course, this is our best savings of the year. We've got something special, but that you want to get on this early bird list because we've only got so many orders available. And if you miss it, you miss it. So you want to make sure to get on this list. So that's one thing that Ezra did not use, was that scarcity and that limited availability for orders to actually be placed. So we included that just to create a little bit more of an incentive when we're actually marketing our early bird list, because we want to actually create a reason for why does our audience or lookalike audiences actually need to get on this list, right? Of course, we're going to have great deals, but they might just wait. They might not see the reason to unless we kind of include that scarcity. We're like, hey, once we launch, you want to be the first to know, because if you don't, you're going to miss some incredible savings. So what I want to go ahead and do is jump over to the computer, and I'm going to show you an overview of what this campaign looks like, how we utilize Facebook and Instagram ads for our Shopify store, what we're actually going to use to build a little opt-in page within Shopify, as far as creating that page for a opt-in and a thank you page, and then actually also utilizing Facebook Messenger, just because during this time in Black Friday, everyone's email is blowing up. Ad costs are going to go up, even though we are going to be running them. So we want to have another way of communication with our audience, which is through Facebook Messenger. So even if you haven't been working on building a Messenger list, this is a great way to be able to start and also take advantage of it for Black Friday. So I'm going to be documenting kind of this process again, starting with this pre-launch, and I'll show you up until the launch, and then of course after Black Friday what our numbers are as a result of this. And we're going to be doing this on 3 different brands, so that way you get to see from your perspective what it looks like for using with different brands. So we've got one that's more of an established brand, probably about 10 years old, with their e-commerce store being probably about 18 months old. We've got another brand that is brand new as far as this year. They've been around for probably around 12 to 13 months on Shopify, and then a brand new store that was just started probably in the last 6 months. Not a ton of sales yet, so we're really going to use this Black Friday strategy to be able to capitalize on that. So enough of kind of giving you an overview. Again, let's go ahead and jump in to show you what this pre-launch strategy looks like to be able to build your early bird list using the early bird campaign, and then how you can set it up easily for yourself without actually having to use much money. So most of your money is going to go into the advertising cost, but you really don't have to spend that much if you don't want to. Of course, this is depending on what the outcomes are that you're expecting. For us, we're probably going to do, for a more established brand, probably about $50,000 for the course of Black Friday. Again, that's just what we're wanting to hit. We might do more. We might completely bomb and not do well at all. And then for the other brands, I really have no idea. I can't even speculate, just because of the sales, and there hasn't really been a consistent pattern, and especially because this is our first Black Friday for a lot of these stores. So we can really only look at our audience and kind of past sales for some of these to speculate, and I really don't like to speculate. So we're just going to see the results as we go. So if you're watching this, I'm sorry, I keep saying we're going to go over to the computer, but I really want you to take notes from the perspective of being able to do this right now. So what I'm going to show you, either while you're watching it or after, you can come back and actually do this yourself. Really easy. I'm going to show you the tools and the software stack that you can use to do this, and being able to set up the emails, etc., etc. I'll quit talking. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and jump in to show you this so you can go ahead and start setting this up for your Black Friday campaign. So as a quick overview to what this campaign looks like from about a 10,000 foot level, we're starting off with our Facebook and Instagram advertisement. As far as this is really the starting point that we're using to drive traffic, we're also using posts and emails as well, as far as to drive our current list over to our opt-in page to be able to be notified. But basically the ad has that scarcity as far as very limited order availability, like we were talking about, just letting them know another reason why they need to save up, opt in to be able to save, and then also reminding them that this is going to be the best savings of the year. And we've got a pretty good result from this ad so far, and I'll show you those results here in a second compared to what the opt-in rate is. We're getting emails for around 60 cents a pop for this campaign, which we're happy with for that. So from that ad, we're sending them over to that opt-in page that we're building using Zipify app within Shopify, which I'll show you here just in a second. But it's very simple. We just create a little banner in Canva. Then we've got the opt-in for them to enter their email and to be notified. And then we just simply have a little bit of text here as far as kind of repeating what they've seen in this. And you can see that these images are all the same across the board, just to be able to have that consistency in the branding, as far as if they come from the ad over to the landing page and then seeing the email, that it's the same image. And this is actually what we've got on our Facebook page as far as our banner on our page and our group. This is part of that image, just because they've seen it before, they're familiar with it, and when someone sees that again coming through their Facebook feed or their Instagram feed, they're already familiar with that image, and then we're just making sure that consistency is across the board. So once they come over to this page, we've seen that the more simple we keep these pages, the better they convert. So it's like when we try to add a bunch of images or other things to this, we're not getting the same result as if we just keep this as simple as possible. Now once they enter that their email and click to be notified, they're going to get an email automation that is sent through Clavia that's connected to Zipify pages, basically telling them thank them for signing up. and then also pushing them to that Facebook Messenger community as far as, letting them know, hey, we're going to let you know through email, but it's also going to be best to be notified through Messenger as well. So once they click on this notify me, or they click on that banner image, or they click on the embed link right there, they're automatically going to be taken to Messenger, where they're getting this notification basically saying you're almost there, just click the button below, and that basically opts them in for our Messenger marketing, and they just get a little confirmation after this, which basically says thank you for signing up for the Black Friday early bird list, which I'll also show you that in more detail here in a second. But after they click notify, they get these automations. They're just automatically taken to that thank you page, letting them know they're officially in. And then we've also got a call to action for them to visit our group. So one of the things that Ezra did is that, he had multiple different things, check out Instagram, check out Facebook. We just wanted to have one call to action, just like if you were, you had a campaign going for an offer or whatever that is. You don't want to have too many options. You just want to have one thing that you're going for here, and ours is being able to build up our Facebook group where we get a lot of engagement, we get a lot of customer testimonials, and we actually get content in that group that we can pull from to be able to use for our marketing as well. As far as showing before and afters using our products. So that's great because we're getting user generated content. So we're really trying to build that group up. Now this, you might not have a Facebook group. You can do your blog on your website, which is what Ezra uses to drive traffic to the website. Or you can use, a Facebook page, Instagram page, whatever is your primary goal of saying, hey, we want more traffic here, we want some here. That can be what your call to action is on that thank you page, as far as just continuing to get them engaged. But this is really the entire, it is the entire early bird campaign in a nutshell that we're using to build up that list. And then once we actually get to the point where that sale's coming up, of course, like I said, we're going to send them a catalog of showing them what exactly that is. These are going to be the first people to get that catalog showing what the sales are on what day, just so we're continuing to engage this list. And then we're going to come back before that sale, or the day before that sale, letting them know first that it's coming up through email, and then also through Facebook Messenger notifications as well, as far as sending those messages out to them. So I'll go ahead and get out of this overview and kind of show you step by step what this looks like and the results that we've had so far. So coming over here to our ads overview is showing what we've kind of had running. This has only been running for not even a full 2 days. It's probably about a day and a half that we have been running this. And you can see our results over here. So we're targeting our buyers, our current engaged audience, as far as people who visit the website, people that have engaged on Facebook and Instagram or watched our videos, whatever that is. This is our engaged audience targeting. We actually exclude buyers and have their own list here as well. And then from that buyers list, we actually create a 1% lookalike audience and a 1 to 2% lookalike audience that we're also using as well, just to try to bring those people in, get them engaged before we do the sale. Because once that sale time comes, we're not going to want to spend a lot of ad money trying to advertise to people that are outside of our initial audience. So we will spend a little bit money on lookalike audiences, but a majority of our ad spend is going to go to our current audience, just because on Facebook and Instagram we've got about a combined audience of about close to around 100,000, so close to 50,000 on each of those platforms. So we really want to spend the money to reach as many of them as possible, rather than trying to acquire new customers, just because the cost of that is going to be so high during Black Friday. So we really don't want to try to do that as much, but time will tell. Once we get there, we might see if we're getting good results, we might put a little bit more money in, which we'll be able to find out later once we get to that point. Okay, so you can see we've got a good bit of landing page views that are coming in through that at a cost of about 24 cents per view, and we have spent a total so far in 2 days of $41. So these are all set up individual. We're not running CBO on this, so we're not doing the budget optimization for all these, or campaign budget optimization for all these. These are individually running right now, and then we're going to actually switch that over to CBO later. But you can see so far we spent $41 on this, and I'm going to jump over to our list in Klaviyo to show you what the results are so far. So over here inside of Klaviyo, you can see we've got our Black Friday early bird list created, and we have got so far 56 members for $41.42. Not all of these being people that are already on our email list. Some of these people are again in the lookalike audience, so we don't have those emails yet, which is also great. But for that, the cost is around 73 cents per person that we're getting on this list. And more than likely, each of these people that are on these lists are going to be purchasing, just because we're going to be hitting them up 3 times a day via email, so morning, noon, and night during the sales, letting them know what's to come tomorrow, and then reminding them of how many we've got left within that collection as far as orders remaining that they can place, again, for that scarcity. And also through Facebook Messenger, we're going to be sending them 2 emails a day through that, just because we really don't want to be spamming them and getting them to unsubscribe from that. But at 73, right around 73 cents an email, we are very happy so far with the performance of this, so we'll just continue to monitor this as we go. And then let's go ahead and jump over to our Messenger app within Shopify that we're using to show you how many people we've actually got on that Messenger list as well. So within Shopify, we can come over to the apps section. We can scroll down. We've got way too many apps in here. And we actually use Recart for our Messenger marketing. So the good thing about Recart is that we can also have a messenger on our page as far as people that are coming to our website and they want to engage, talk to us, ask questions, send messages. We have got that on our homepage and other pages as well, so that way when they engage, they automatically subscribe to our messenger list. That's been the biggest way so far that we have been able to build our list, just because we're not doing a bunch of opt-ins on other pages as well. And this has actually been something really that we've been sleeping on. We've been spending a lot of time other places, so we really haven't taken advantage of Messenger as much as we could have. But you can see overall it's performing pretty well. But I want to go ahead and check out how this has been working. So what we can do, for whatever reason, I cannot find this specific campaign in here, and I apologize for that. But we can come in and actually see kind of the difference as far as today and yesterday from how many new subscribers that we have gotten, just to be able to kind of gauge that performance, because typically we're not getting any subscribers unless they're sending us messages. Again, that's really the only thing that we're doing to build our messenger list. But you can see that just today, and it is 10:47 a.m., we've gotten 18 new subscribers through that. And yesterday, once we actually started running the campaign, we've gotten 49 new messenger subscribers through that, which also generated $121 in sales yesterday for that as well. So through email, we had gotten 56 members that have signed up, and then of that we got 49 new messenger subscribers, as well as those 18 that we had today as well. So you can see that as far as the performance for the campaign, and with our key performance indicators being how many people we're getting on our list, it's performing very well for the amount of money that we have spent, which is just $41. So we're going to continue to spend around $25 a day between these until the end of the week, which today it is Wednesday the 20th. So come up until Friday, we'll run this campaign. We might spend a little bit more money, and then come Friday, we'll end this early bird campaign and then move into kind of what we call that mid-launch campaign, where we're using the catalog rather than just the opt-in page itself. But that catalog is also going to send people to that opt-in page, so it's just an additional step, but that way we're able to show people that the actual sales that are going to happen, so it gets them a little bit more excited rather than just kind of assuming that there's big discounts. We're actually going to show them what those discounts are, and of course we're going to send that to the people that have joined our list so far. So just to show you within Shopify what we're using to create those opt-in pages, we are using Zipify pages. Now it's about $64 a month for Zipify, but it's really a all-in-one, I guess you can basically call it a sales funnel builder, but you can also build these landing pages and opt-in pages very easily. You can build out product pages, you can build out blog pages and include the products in there as well. It's a really great tool to use, but if you're downloading it for the first time, they've got a 14-day free trial. So for whatever reason this isn't successful, you don't see a lot of great return for it, after Black Friday you can delete it and not take any charges for that if you do it now. So if you're waiting, go ahead and get it and take advantage of it and set these up. But basically you can create a new page with inside of Zipify pages. Of course you want to make sure that it's connected to your CRM or as far what that you're using, whether it's Klaviyo or something else, so that way once they opt in they'll be added to that, and you can set up that autoresponder and whatever your CRM is. For us again it's Klaviyo or Klaviyo. Really don't know how that is pronounced yet. I keep hearing different things. But we just created these two pages using the templates that Ezra has set up within Zipify pages. Again, you can see that we just put that banner that we created in Canva, added this section here, and then the text. I mean, it's just really simple to be able to put together. And then if you ever want to add new things or take away, you can see over here it gives you all the sections of what you can add in. Just a really easy page builder using Zipify pages. So if you haven't gotten that yet, definitely look into it, and then you can just easily get the link for the pages and add that in to your Facebook ad as far as what that link is once it's created. Because again, the great thing about this is it automatically integrates with your Shopify store, compared to some other page builders or funnel softwares that don't directly integrate. So like I can make sure if I ever launch something in the future that I can have my actual page banner on the website that's got like the the header menu that's got the navigations and the logo for new product pages, and then also the footer section as well if I decide. So that's just one of the great things I like about Zipify pages, is that it does integrate with your existing store rather than having to create something outside of your store and add all these additional integrations. That's one of the great things about Zipify. So again, coming back over to this, you can now see really where this all was put together. And again, within Recart, you can build this out within that section and being able to create that so you've got people joining your list. So if you haven't already, hopefully I've gotten this video out in enough time, depending on how many views it gets, to where you can take advantage of it and being able to set up your Black Friday early bird campaign and actually start building up that engagement, so that way you'll have a list that you can use after Black Friday as well. But if you haven't, go ahead and get started on this now and continue if you haven't already. Subscribe, turn on notifications so that way you can be updated as we release some of these other videos showing you our mid-launch campaign with that catalog, and then our post-launch, or our actual launch campaign for Black Friday when those sales begin. So I'll make sure to be able to update on that, throw in those new videos, and then also show you at the end what this looks like for the other two brands, because I have not built this out. I was just using this because this was the first one that we actually built out for the early bird campaign, but I'll also be showing you the results of all three. This is our more established brand, but that way you can see the results is what it looks like at the end as well. So again, go ahead, turn on notifications, subscribe, and go ahead and get started. Build this out so you can start getting the results for your store, building your list, and have the best Black Friday 2019 that you possibly can for your Shopify store.